Every day, Pancake is abused, beaten, and neglected by being forced to go to work.
No, Mitsugi, don't make me go!
She's crying out for help. Her syrup, it's dry.
It's so dry!
Please go to aaapodcast.com/join or Patreon and join the Anime Addicts with a monthly gift. Don't wait. For just 22 cents a day, you could help rescue a pancake from a life of doing things. Act now within the next 30 minutes, and you'll receive a welcome package of hentai episodes, hobby addicts, and after parties during which a pancake may appear. Given a second chance at life, Pancake may even appear on this very podcast thanks to you. So help make Pancake the Anime Addicts Anonymous sugar baby by going to aaapodcast.com/join or Patreon right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There is a pancake who needs you. You can say, I'm here to help.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at aaapodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
What is up, Anime Addicts? Welcome into episode 598 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. We are dedicated to making your anime addiction worse. As always, we are in the house here to bring you another fun episode, and what a great one we have for you. I am your host, Mitsugi, and I am joined by the fantastic Mason. He's hanging out. He's wearing the whitest t-shirt I've ever seen.
So
Mason,
white.
how are you?
I'm doing excellent because this week I do not have to fill your shoes of running the Twitch and doing OBS and doing all of that, which was a nightmare last time. I botched it so hard, so I'm definitely glad to be in the passenger seat, backseat driver, just taking it easy, making you do all the hard work, and just relaxing with my registered trademark water.
I feel very appreciated.
As you should, my guy.
And we also have the fantastic Caroline. Caroline, how are you today? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling
Hello.
good?
Feeling good. Got a candle lit. Did not want to move that because it is filled with hot wax. So I won't do that. But thank God for the presence of Mitsugi because I could not deal with Mason last week anymore because he is the worst.
Wow.
Peru.
I feel so appreciated.
The worst.
Guys, and we appreciate you too so much. And you know, you could make Pancake a sugar baby as the intro did describe, but if you're unable to do that, you know what else really helps out the podcast a lot? If every one of you tells one person about this podcast every week, we will be doing quite well. Or hey, you could go to iTunes, you could go to Stitcher, wherever you listen, and just write a review for us. Make it a good one, and that helps out as well so much, and we appreciate you guys. And it'll just keep this red monster flowing. I got a new 24 pack of red monster today. It's fantastic.
Goodness. Real quick, Caroline,
it's good.
What is the essence or scent or essence of your candle right now?
Oh wow.
Oh, it is sugared cinnamon apple. Just got it today.
Okay. I feel like I need that to set the mood of the landscape that we're about to
basically
tread
a pumpkin
all
pie.
over.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Guys, if you want to watch us live, you can do it at twitch.tv/AAA podcast, live Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern. We do love having a live audience, and it makes things a lot more fun. So head over there, and you can be a lurker if you want. You don't have to say anything. We're also on Facebook. Hey, we're on Twitter. Come check us out on Twitter, and we're on the Discord. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Discord, so you can hang out with the 2,100 and so people that are on the Discord all the time. I noticed that every Saturday night there's watch parties on the Discord. People are always, like clockwork, watching anime from the current seasons in large groups on the Discord, so you're going to want to check that out. And you can get to the Discord from aaapodcast.com. There's a button on the top. It says Discord. You can just get there, or you can get it from our Twitch page as well. So, I'm feeling good today. We have a great episode for you. We're going to be talking about what we've been watching, which really is like a sort of like a 45-minute discussion of just various anime that you might also want to watch, which is usually pretty fun because that's listen, real talk, that's why you're fucking here. You're here to watch anime, and that's about it. So, you might as well get some more anime to add to your list. And then, oh yes, the fall season is here, and it's been a good one. We got some great anime from the fall 2021 season we're going to be discussing. Heike Monogatari, World's End Harem, but I think World's End Harem, we might save that for a hentai episode, a live watch. I'm thinking we'll live watch World's End Harem and fully uncensored on the hentai episode, and then I'll do the impression next week. Selection Project is also up on deck to be talked about. Meiruko-chan and Kyuketsuki Shinu. I don't know what Kyuketsuki means. Vampire.
That means, it's like the vampire dies in no time.
Yeah, the vampire dies very soon or something. Anything else you guys want to mention before we get this baby started?
I think our Discord might be getting too big. Maybe we should have like a Squid Game calling to really trim up those. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
Come
goodness.
join the Discord. It really is the place to be.
Squid Game. Everybody's talking about Squid Game, which we discussed
Including
on the
you.
Hobby Addicts.
Yeah.
If you want to hear our discussion on Squid Game, you can check out our Hobby Addicts. So, all right, let's get this thing rolling. And you're deaf now.
It's time for big news of the week.
Well, it's pretty exciting. Ghibli Fest is back. So if you're a big fan of Ghibli like I am, I didn't think this was coming back, but it's back. So I think I talked about it before on this podcast, how it was dead as a doornail, but I was wrong. So apparently the fact that it's on HBO does not matter. Ghibli Fest is happening. There are tickets you can get for the rest of the year. They are showing Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, and My Neighbor Totoro throughout October, November, and December. So check ghiblifest.com for tickets. Maybe you've seen Ghibli movies at home. Maybe you have HBO Max, whatever, and you can watch them on there. But I'm telling you right now that nothing beats seeing these movies in theaters. Trust me. I've seen Totoro 143 times. I've had every word of that movie memorized. I could write the script from memory, but seeing it in theaters still kind of brought a twinkle to my eye. I will say, a tear here and there. I always tear up when I hear the Castle in the Sky theme every single time. I'm just excited about this. So, you guys ever watch any Ghibli movies in theaters?
I haven't, but I really want to. I tried looking up if there were any showings at my theater here in town, but so far I have not seen anything. But you never know. Sometimes it's added to the list later. But if I were to describe what it must feel like to watch Ghibli movies, even though you've seen them 1,000 times otherwise, but to watch it in a theater is like trying to make a very decadent meal, but you have the bare minimum bargain bin kind of stuff you get from the store. That's what you are watching on your computer. But if you go to the movie theater and watch some Ghibli, that is top of the line ingredients for your entree.
Yeah, it really is.
I've seen Castle in the Sky and a couple others in theater. I have never seen Totoro in theater. And Totoro is good because he's big. And imagine how much bigger he will be on a big screen. Think how wide his smile.
Looking at you with their 20 claws.
Exactly.
In HD.
True horror. I'm not sure if I'll go this year, but it's always fun seeing them with the detail that they deserve.
I want to see Ghibli Fest branch out from the obvious movies. I get why they do it. It's no one's going to go watch Only Yesterday. They could be right about that. But, I mean, I have now seen all of these in theaters except Howl's Moving Castle. And Howl's Moving Castle is not one of my favorite Ghibli movies, so I'm not sure it's really worth me seeing it in theaters.
What's the one you'd want to see in theaters? What's the one Ghibli one that you'd like? I'd see that deserves the love.
This one does come to theaters, but I just keep missing it because of scheduling or whatever. But I want to see Nausicaa in theaters, honestly, quite a lot. Because it's kind of it's more of a grandiose action movie. It's very well suited for theaters because I mean it really is an action movie. And oh man, I don't know. I'm just trying to think here. Probably I've seen Ponyo
really
in theaters
want-
when it first came out. I think the sneaky good Ghibli movie that people don't think about is I think From Up on Poppy Hill is an extremely good movie. I'd like to see that in theaters. That movie it's probably the best movie that Goro Miyazaki's ever going to do, and sneaky good.
Sadly true. Yeah.
I really want to see Princess Mononoke in theaters. I never have, so I'm like, oh, I will
I
do.
feel like that goes pretty often at Ghibli Fest. So you got a
Yeah,
chance.
that's true, but like I don't really have any like big, massive nearby movie theaters. Like the one I have in town is pretty big, but not big enough to be the one place you would go for anime films, you know? And we've had them a little bit in the past, but not a ton.
I'd
Yep.
say I want to see Whisper of the Heart or
Yes.
The Wind Rises. Those are two I'd want to see on the big screen.
Yeah, Whisper of the Heart. I've seen that in theaters. It was really. I mean, the movie is a masterpiece.
So good.
and,
That's like the unloved child. I think that deserves more.
I mean, that movie is
respect.
pretty godlike. And Kaze Tachi knew I saw that in Japan, so maybe it'd be fun to see it again in theaters in English, since it was a pretty rough movie to translate as a foreigner. Not
I'm
really,
sure.
Yeah, not really an easy movie at all. But anyway, that's my big news, people. Ghibli Fest is back. Yeah,
Get excited.
I'm very
Do it.
excited.
Support.
All right, what do you guys got?
Well, we're going to be talking again about the sequel to the Tatami Galaxy, Tatami Time Machine Blues. It has revealed its returning cast, which is pretty much most of the main cast of the Tatami Galaxy, which is good. It is also going to be exclusively streaming on Disney Plus. So that's not as exciting. It's really strange because I did not pen Disney Plus as going to be part of the whole new anime streaming services thing. I wish that it could be on something that we already have. Like most of us have Funimation, Crunchyroll, that kind of thing. But now that's on Disney Plus, I'm gonna be I was going back and forth on getting another subscription to Disney Plus, but I guess this is going to be the final straw that makes me get it.
It's the only service I
so
don't
yeah,
have.
it's going.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's going to be just on Disney Plus in the US as well.
It does say exclusively on the Disney Plus service in Japan in
Japan?
2022, so it's
But-
possible.
But
that's
because
just-
Disney Plus is worldwide, you're probably correct that it will be Disney Plus here as well. But yeah, I'm with you. It's kind of amazing that that's the service that picked it up. So are you gonna get it just for this?
I might. Once it's confirmed that it will also be available in the US too.
Mhm.
I have a lot of things I would want to watch on Disney Plus. Like, having access to the Marvel films is a pretty good part of it. And I've been going back and forth on getting it again. But yeah, I'd say that there's a decently sized chance I'll get it. And partially to watch Tatami Galaxy. So yes, I also heard that it will have a theatrical compilation film after streaming. It'll also, the Disney Plus version will also have an original episode that won't be shown in theaters. So just keep that in mind. And I also have the synopsis of what Time Machine Blues is going to be about here. It's about Ozu, who's the protagonist's main friend. He breaks the student apartment's only air conditioner control, and it's really, really hot that summer. So the students are wondering what they're going to do for the remainder of the summer. And an unstylish male student from 25 years, as they put it, arrives from the future in a time machine. The protagonist travels back in time to try to retrieve the remote control before it is broken. So I think this broken air conditioner is going to have a massive part in the events of this show. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty good.
And the
Okay.
original Tatami Galaxy is still on Funimation for now, so I'm curious if that might move services in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
And the sequel, The Night is Short, is on HBO Max, so you're going all over the place trying to watch this thing.
This is so frustrating.
That's okay. You can watch all these things independently, so I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, but it's worth watching.
Yes, I might agree with that.
Actually, at first I thought this show was going to be a spin-off and not really have like the same characters. But it seems like for the most part, all the characters from the original are going to be in this one.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Tatami Galaxy. You guys love that stuff. I haven't seen it.
I do.
Or I haven't seen it. Bad boy. Bad. Where's the booing drop? You know, I'm just terrible. I haven't seen these like make Mason cry every time.
I know. As I point to my massive homemade Tatami Galaxy poster.
I'm just a failure of an anime addict, honestly.
No, that's okay.
All right.
You're the one who watched Golden Boy. Neither of us have watched Golden Boy, so
I
you
watched
can
Golden
keep
Boy.
that in
What are
your
you
back.
talking
Golden
about?
Boy is
Okay.
fucking great.
Wait, you
not
haven't
nervous.
seen Golden Boy? It's only 6 episodes.
No.
Caroline would not enjoy Golden Boy.
No, she wouldn't, but she should at this point. Like, if any of you guys talked about a show every single episode, like Mitz does Golden Boy, or
Yeah.
I do Tatami Galaxy,
Yeah.
I would think one of my friends would be like, you know what? I'll watch it for them.
I have not had time for this. And you shall see when we get to what we have been watching. I've not had time for anything.
Caroline might like episode 2 of Golden Boy, or episode. You would definitely dislike episode 2. Episode 3 of Golden Boy, which is the noodle shop
Why?
episode. They're just like the noodle because it's an etchy comedy show. For me, the comedy lands almost every time. It never gets old for me. But for you, you would probably not like it because it's etchy. So, but
Yeah.
like.
Probably.
But episode 3 has, I would say, very little etchy in it. So, and episode 6 was the one where he's like working at the animation studio. That episode's fucking awesome. You might like episode 6. Episode 3 and 6, you'd probably like. All right, Mason, what's your big news? Lay it on
My
me here.
big news, maybe arcades aren't completely dead in Japan? Question mark?
Wow.
Maybe?
Okay, that would be nice.
So, I mean, obviously over the past couple years, we've had multiple news segments about all the arcades being closed around, famous places in Tokyo. Predominantly it's Sega closing a lot of their locations, predominantly including one recently in Ikebukuro. And, arcades that have been running for 2-3 decades that are, no longer getting the clientele because of just either waning business models or just the pandemic taking a hit. And we're like, oh no, like these things are dropping left and right. Make sure if you get to Japan, you actually, go to one before they all become extinct and it's all doom and gloom. But turns out that Sega is opening a new arcade center in Ikebukuro on October 22nd this month. The new arcade center will have 5 floors, which will feature all the crane games, video games, cafe, all the stuff you expect from those massive complexes that you could probably just spend an entire day in, as long as you have a big enough roll of Japanese equivalent of quarters. And it's kind of opening across the street from the one that they just closed not too long ago. So maybe they're just kind of Indiana Jonesing it with a newer, updated model.
Weird.
Yeah, it is a little
Very
strange.
Weird. Like, so, all right, let me get this straight. They closed one Sega
Yes.
arcade and then opened another one right by the old one.
Yeah, across the street a month later.
So they basically...
Well,
so,
here's the thing.
okay.
In the town that I work in, we have this Dunkin' Donuts still open. But right across the street,
What is
they are
that?
making a new Dunkin' Donuts. And they're going to close the original Dunkin' Donuts because of the traffic issue, which is a prevalent one.
Okay,
So
that's
maybe,
fair.
I think this is a 1-to-1 comparison.
I think so. I mean, the article mentions that Sega closed the one of 28 years because the rental contract expired and the building will be undergoing remodeling. So maybe there were structural issues or plumbing issues or whatever it may be that forced it to close down. And I guess I'm not too concerned with this one-to-one swap, but the bigger news is that this opening of the new arcade is called a quote-unquote Volume 1 of an Ikebukuro project, and Sega will announce Volumes 2 and 3 of the project soon. So hopefully that means more arcades, because
I hope.
as much as I don't spend all my time in them, they are kind of a essential part that I would look forward to when I eventually go back to Japan, and I would
Yep.
love the opportunity to do that and have Mitz completely wipe the floor with me in all the games that we would play.
Oh, but we could play metal games together. We could sit arm in arm
Oh, we'd have so much fun.
next to each other on the same stool,
Arms
Surrounded-
around one another,
Aw.
surrounded
just
by
lovingly
cigarette
swaying
smoke.
to the music. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could find a collaborative game.
exactly. Our powers combined.
I could definitely,
Okay, so
I can definitely lose some time in those arcades. I could spend easily 4 hours in a Sega arcade.
So you'd say Mitsugi is the best at the arcade games here?
I mean, between the three of us, yes.
The answer is yes.
Okay, well, there
it's
you
not
go.
really fair.
Like, there are so many instances where Mitsugi gets so bummed out by his lack of trivia knowledge and winning games on this show. See, you do have your talents, Mitsugi. It's just not
Well, I did.
here.
I mean, I lived in Japan, and I spent. I mean, going to arcades and while in Japan was probably my number one leisure activity.
Mm,
So we used to
you have
drive
that experience.
used to drive a pretty far distance to get to one of the bigger arcades. So yeah. Okay. Well, that was.
I love that low-key shade that Caroline casts on him. Like, you're good at everything except being on this podcast, of which...
No,
Listen.
it's not the podcast itself. You know that.
Listen, to
It's
borrow
just our games that we play.
to borrow a
Caroline
line
wrote, "Get good" in big letters.
to borrow a line from the gangster girl in Squid Game. I'm good at everything except the things I'm not. That's what she says.
And
Listen,
that
we've all
is
been there.
true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that sounds good. I hope that they remodel all these arcades, because I am planning a trip to Japan probably in 20. I'd like it to be next year, but honestly, I think I gotta wait because I'm worried that things are going to be shut down because of COVID, and it'll be a waste of effort and time.
I think you're right, Mitz. But big news of the week on Mason's personal life. My company
God.
just announced that you get to carry over vacation from this year into next year. So
Ooh.
once again, I'm going to have even more vacation next year. So definitely want to travel. So people,
Unless
you
you push it off again.
It's all going to be
Unless
closed.
you
So
push
tell
it
me.
off again and you're going to put it over to like 2023 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
But
what
for
they-
now, tell me where I should travel in the U.S. And
You know
I
what they
will
need to do
come
is get with the
to it.
times and just do flexible time off, because like my company doesn't give a fuck how much time off I take. Like, get your work done and take as much time as you want, basically. So.
Yeah, but the work never gets done. If
Well,
they did that
yeah,
in my
in theory.
company, no one could ever leave.
Yeah. All right. So that's the big news of the week, guys. Again, we love you. Thanks for listening. Let's get to the main topic. What have we been watching? Look, Mitsugi's bringing up the rear again. Oh, actually, Caroline is.
I did not watch much.
Caroline actually has the
Not at
least of
all.
the three of us. It's pretty.
Yeah.
But I haven't
Yeah,
watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
This
Okay.
month has not been. I did not have a lot of free time.
So I will kick it off here. I watched all of Blue Seed, which was a show on Action Channel a billion years ago. This show came out in 1994. It's so fucking old, and yeah, I watched it on Retro Crush, and this anime is not good. It is not very good. But I wanted to watch it because it has such nostalgia, and it has a very hilarious like opening theme song, as you know, and because it has like some brutal use of English in it, and it took me probably nearly 3 months to finish this anime because it's first of all, it's 26 episodes, and this is one of those shows where I just watch it and I fall asleep within minutes, and I wake up and it's played through like 9 episodes, and I have to it's like I'm not on episode 22, I'm like on episode 7. This plays the whole night, and I'm just laying there like dead to the world. And but it's like about this girl named Momiji who's like this average girl, and she discovers that she's a descendant of the Kushinada family, which Kushinada is like some Shinto folklore goddess who like marries Susanoo Oh, who defeats like the Orochi or whatever and forms Japan or some shit. So like you got to look into it, but basically with her like Kushinada powers, she has the ability to locate and basically combat these demonic plant-like monsters called origami that are like threatening to destroy Japan. So you think about like, it's not like, oh, the angels are descending in Ava or like the kaiju are coming. It's almost like these plants like sprout up out of the ground, and they're like huge monsters sometimes. Sometimes they're like these viney things that are just like crush buildings or whatever. But like there's this group of people that are almost in like this crime agency, and they go around and they have the ability to destroy these plants. So a lot of this anime is like very monster of the week. Which is not my thing. I find it very boring because the plot doesn't really move. It just kind of like, it's just like, oh, the next monster. But, it does finally get around to the plot line towards the end of the show, which involves more like, of Momiji like being in danger, and like you finally get the backstory of, the villains of that are in the story, et cetera, et cetera. But that probably doesn't hit until like episode 20, maybe. Like it's pretty much just like nothing in the middle. And then, but probably the big draw of the show and what people will remember about it is one of the main characters is called Kusanagi, Mamoru Kusanagi, who's this above average cool character, I would say. He's got these like blue seeds, which are like the Magatama that are in the origami, that like to destroy the origami, you have to like find the blue seed. It's almost like if you played Persona, you know what a Magatama looks like. It almost looks like a little teardrop shape type thing. You destroy that Magatama and it destroys the plant monster. Well, Kusanagi's got like 4 of these babies burrowed in his body. Think like Inuyasha type shit. And he's got like definite superpowers, and he can like make these, a lot like Wolverine, he can make these like blades like come out of his forearms. So it's almost like if you hold your forearm up, imagine having like a 2-foot like bat wing come out of your arm that's shaped like a blade that you could just like fucking burst those suckers out and just start fucking things up with them. And he's in love with Momiji, and in a very like refreshing way, they actually like confess that they're in love with each other, like pretty much halfway through the show, which is pretty refreshing. But Kusanagi's pretty cool, and he's probably the only memorable thing about this anime that I probably take away from it. But it might be worth checking out. Like, there's a sequel to this? Are you fucking kidding? There's no way. Oh my god, there's a sequel. It's just a 3-episode OVA. Holy shit. But Blue Seed is
pooping his pants. He's like, now I gotta watch more of this.
Blue Seed's got a which the chat Captain Avatar in the chat says, which is better, Blue Seed or Blue Gender? Actually, shockingly, I'm gonna say Blue Gender is better. I know Blue Gender is basically garbage, but it has more of a storyline than Blue Seed does. But Blue Gender has better Blue Seed has better characters though than Blue Gender does. I think. But
what about Blue Lock? What about Blue
How many
Period?
fucking blue animes? Blue Period.
There's so many.
Blue,
There's so many.
Blue Exorcist. Blue
Spring Ride? Huh?
Oh my god. How many anime have the
So
Blue
many.
Gender, Blue Period, Blue Perfect Blue, Grand Blue? Wow.
Yeah, there's a
There's
ton. They
lot
love
of
it.
them. So, but Blue Seed, it's okay. If you're watching it, you're in it for one, Kusanagi, because he's fucking cool. He has a "don't fuck with me, I don't give a fuck about you, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I love Momiji" attitude. That's basically him. 2, the opening theme is pretty catchy. And 3, it's just hardcore nostalgia. If you were watching anime in the 90s or like early 2000s, this shit was on TV and you were watching it and you were like, and you probably recognize it. So that's Blue Seed. Moving on. Sorry for taking so long.
Wait. I feel like I interrupted you from the Blue Seed versus Blue Gender response.
Okay.
Did you get it out? Did you say which one was
Blue
better?
Blue Gender has more of a story, but it's like a fucking horrible anime. I mean, Blue Gender, like people make jokes about it, and they're monsters that have like vaginas like right on their face, like right on the front.
So it's
Nothing
better?
from Caroline. Nothing from Caroline. I'm looking at her on camera. I just
Sorry, I'm
flat
tired.
affect.
Just
She-
glazed over.
no like squinty like
Yeah, my
like
reaction
lemon face.
faces are not warmed up today. Okay, I'll start. Okay, I'll give you your reaction face.
She's like, what vagina faces on the monsters? All right, yeah.
Well,
No,
if it's a good descriptor, I'm not going to flack you for that.
It's when you bring it out of nowhere that it
Yeah,
surprises
it's
her.
when you add your own spice to things that was not there originally.
All right. What do you got for me? What do you got for us, Mason?
Yeah, so the first show I want to talk about is Kami-sama Kiss. This is a 2012 shoujo by TMS Entertainment that I picked up because the sequel is very highly rated. And I was like, oh, well, I guess if I want to watch that, I got to watch the first bit. And, it's been a while since I've seen a quote-unquote pure shoujo. And I'm pretty mixed on the genre as a whole because I like shoujo, the demographic. Shoujo as a descriptor of shows aimed for young females, like, is usually pretty interesting and diverse, but I don't like it when it's shoujo the genre, where everything is kind of fit into the same box with the same story beats. That's when it becomes kind of, I don't know, it doesn't quite stick. Like, Fruits Basket and Sailor Moon isn't, I know they're not similar, but they never quite hit the same notes, whereas things like Oran or Horimiya, I think, work a lot better. So, usually when someone's like, here's a shoujo, it's like a 50-50 between me really jiving with it or kind of glazing over and not being a huge fan. I'd say this one is definitely on the better side. Kami-sama Kiss is a little bit quirky, which I like. It's a little bit meta, which I really like. And the opening and ending of the series are phenomenal. Those are probably the highs for it. The humor is definitely a strong point. I think a lot of when it tries to be funny or tongue-in-cheek, it nails that really well. It's more the relationships and the plot that kind of leave a lot to be desired. And for those who don't know, Kami-sama Kiss kind of almost has the beginnings of Fruits Basket. You have our main character, Nanami, who is just precious. She's a great lead. She's the great mix of like being chipper and impassioned and not like a whimsical pushover. Like she still kind of like throws her weight around and it's awesome. But essentially, she's kind of left alone and homeless after her dad's like skips out of town and is just like LOL bye. And she's like, okay, I guess I'll just try my best. And she kind of stumbles into this home that kind of like takes her in and was like, hey, we'll take care of you. And she's like, cool, thanks, that's a big help. And they're like, oh, by the way, we're a shrine and now you're the new like local god of the land. And she's like, what? And she now has to deal with all these spirits, aka mainly very attractive men who, you know, try to get after her for her deity powers, for her influence, whatever it is. And she just kind of is a cutie and just tries to be the best god that she can be while still being a normal teenage girl. And it's fun. It's fun all the way around. Just a lot of the plots just were a little too contrived for me to get behind, but it's been pretty fun. Interestingly, a lot of the visuals seem to have laid the groundwork for a lot of what Sangatsu no Lion looks like. Like when Nanami smiles, it looks almost like a dead ringer for some of these sisters of March Comes In Like a Lion, and it throws me off every time. And the dub of Kami-sama is also pretty good. It's old enough where you're not hearing the same two voice actors in every single role, and they seem to have a lot of fun recording it. Not everything has aged all that well, but it definitely is a solid option if you don't want to watch the subs. So overall, it wasn't bad. I'm on the fence on if it's worth watching season 2 or if it's going to just be more of the same. So people who have seen the show, please let me know if it's like drastically different or if I can be content with season 1. But Kami-sama Kiss, it was a pretty alright time. Worth watching at least a couple episodes just to see if it sticks for you.
I haven't seen this, but I got two observations. One, the main girl, what the hell's her name?
Nanami?
Yeah, whatever her name is. She has the largest, most frightening eyes I've ever seen. They are.
And you watch Clannad.
This chick's eyes are like 83.7% of her face. I'm just looking at this picture. It's friggin', it's hilarious. In this promo art, she's just like smiling, like, ah, and her eyes and mouth are fucking huge. It's just, I don't know, it cracks me up.
It's pretty funny. It works well. It works well in anime. It's not.
I'm not shocked by it really, but
that big.
Shh. You got. I'm painting an image for the audience. Okay.
Exactly.
The other thing is that the translation Kami-sama Kiss is nowhere near on the mark.
Oh no, not at all.
The Japanese title is Kami-sama Hajimemashita, which means like it was nice to meet the god, basically. Because Hajimemashite means like nice to meet you. So Kiss is nowhere even within 1,000 miles of that title. But
it rolls off the tongue well while still retaining the Japanese of Kami-sama. Because if they just called it like nice to meet you, God, I guess that would kind of work, but it doesn't have the same ring to it.
Also, in the same vein, there's a Kami-sama Kiss, Kami-sama Dolls, Kami-sama Ninata Hi, Kami-sama no Memocho, Kami-sama no Inai Nichiyobi.
There needs to be a Kami-sama Hajime no Ippo.
Even Somali in the Forest Spirit has Kami-sama in it. Somali Tomori no Kami-sama. So we're gonna have to see what has more, animes with the word blue or animes with the word Kami-sama. Okay.
I would guess Kami-sama.
All right, Caroline.
Again, did not watch much, so please do not judge me.
Oh, you're gonna
I'm going to once again. I am going to once again talk about my next life as a villainess because between this time and last time I talked about it, I finally finished it. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
She's a nasty old lady. Don't listen to her.
So I watched the last couple episodes of season 2, and I have to say the only reason why I will actually talk about it is because something happened in the last couple episodes that made me just shook. Okay, so minor spoilers,
Damn.
not that much of a deal. Minor spoilers, and I don't think you could really spoil My Next Life as a Villainess that hard. It's not really that big a deal. So you got the brother, right? Keith, and how he's also one of the people that is trying to woo Katarina, even though he is her brother, well, adopted brother, but they've been raised as siblings since childhood. So tell me how that is not freaking creepy.
Because it's an isekai.
'Cause it's anime.
Yeah.
Pretty normal.
Yeah, I know.
Both of those responses were sarcastic, by the way.
I know. It's just can we keep this as more of like, okay, I don't want the other men in her life to be with her because I don't like any of them. Can they just do that and not be like, I don't want any of the men in her life because I want to be that man in her life? It's just like, no. Not only is it weird because you're her brother, but she actively sees you as her little brother. It's just so weird. And then to put the cherry on top, he victim blames her.
Did they fuck?
Okay, so here's what happens. They're having like a sleepover.
They fucked, didn't
her
they?
girlfriends have come over.
A sleepover?
No. Yeah, so her friends, the girlfriends in her group, they were having a sleepover together in their house. So of course Katarina gets, dressed in her pajamas, and it's nothing too like sexy or anything. It is literally it's a pretty normal pajama set. She looks cute, but it's not like anything, that would put anybody's put thoughts in anybody's heads.
So they're having a sleepover.
So she goes to see Keith.
Are they in footies?
No, it's not that.
You're
It's
not
just
wearing a
regular
full
pajamas.
Kigurumi. We're shaming your pajama game.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
You're painting a great hentai plotline here. So
Yeah, keep it up.
So the brother and
Okay.
sister are at a pajama
Yeah.
party, and the friends come over.
No, the brother isn't even at the pajama. He's in his room, but Katarina goes to see him before she joins the other girls in the house. So she goes to see him just to show off her, oh, look how cute my pajama set is. And then he basically throws her onto the bed in a very hentai-esque kind of situation, almost as if he is going to rape her, which was just, oh my god. Automatically I'm not liking this relationship between the two of them, but the fact that he gets up close and personal, pins her to the bed, and then says, you cannot walk into a room with a man in it in pajamas and expect nothing to happen to you. He didn't say that word for word, but that was basically what he said. And that, yeah, Katarina is a dumbass and she's just so oblivious to the world around her. Then yes, she could possibly get into situations where people could hurt her sexually. But that is not her fault. Keith, you are her brother. She views you as her brother. And you pin her to the bed. And you put the blame on her that you're doing this. It's just mind-boggling. I love My Next Life as a Villainess for reasons that are not this. This was over the line. I will probably still watch season 3 or the movie that comes out. I'm not sure it's coming out first. But my god, that almost ruined the entire freaking show for me. It was so bad.
Man.
And that was the end of the second season.
I almost touched myself during that. That was hot.
Oh god, Mitsugi.
This is getting hot and bothered. Mostly bothered.
I was telling you
knew
why it should not.
You thought you were gonna.
It
you
was
thought
just so uncomfortable.
you thought I was gonna fail to get that rise out of you twice. Yeah, that's right.
It was so uncomfortable. I'm like, why? Apparently people in Japan really love Keith as a prospect for Katarina. I'm like, he's the one person that I swear to God, if they put Katarina and Keith together, I will not stand for it.
Are you done? Is that it?
Yes, I'm done.
All right. So I I watched the beginning of Dragon Ball GT. I am committed to watching Dragon Ball GT I love Dragon Ball. I understand it's not canon or whatever. I fucking hate that. It sounds the word. It's just such a pretentious term. Well, it's not really canon. Okay, all right. It's not written by Akira Toriyama, I guess. At least that's my understanding of it. Dragon Ball GT. So Dragon Ball GT is basically the redheaded stepchild of Dragon Ball. No one likes it. It seems like no one, except for like if you were on the internet back before the internet didn't suck, like in the 90s or early 2000s. I feel like every single person's like screen name was like SSJ4 Goku or some shit. And like SSJ, what does that mean? Super Saiyajin. Oh, Super Gene. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I sort of. And then they put the 4 on the end because Dragon Ball GT is where Super Saiyan 4 pops up, which is like.
Is that monkey mode?
It's like it's like this weird. No, the monkey is like the old Zaru, like when they look at the moon or whatever. I think that's gonna happen in Dragon Ball GT, but whenever you see like Goku looking like he's got like red fur all over him, that's.
I guess that's what I meant by monkey mode.
Yeah,
I know there's like actual monkey mode, and there's like they get a little fuzzy and have tails.
No, okay. In that case, you're right. So basically,
Okay.
I've watched maybe 5 episodes of this, and so this is like a very prelim, but I want to talk about it anyway because I'm committed to watching this. Dragon Ball GT has one of my favorite opening theme songs of anime ever. It's been in my head for a month. I love the song Don
I'm
Don.
listening to it right now.
Don Don Kokoro Hikare Teku from By Field of View is like the most cheesy song ever. It literally translates to like gradually my heart is charmed. Like that's the title of the song. But it is such a fucking good theme song that I just can't like get it out of my head. It's been in my head for weeks on end. And there's a couple lines and it's perfectly in my vocal range, so I can sing it really well. It's just fantastic.
I
Some
love
songs,
that for
I'm
you.
bumping it now.
it's fucking. I would it's good shit. I'll put it in here in post so you guys can hear it. But like, basically, Dragon Ball GT, Emperor Pilaf, who's like this joke character from Dragon Ball that's always trying to like get the Dragon Ball so he can like conquer the world, is marching around with his 2 underlings. Their names escape me at the moment, but God, I should know their names. I know so much about Dragon Ball. One of the little dog guy, and then the girl. Like they've been turned into like little kids, like in their chibi mode or whatever. Because I think that happens like earlier in the series. Mai, and I can't remember the fucking dog's name. Anyway, so they find the black Dragon Balls that are sitting inside of Kami's Lookout that have been locked away, and they were created by Piccolo before he was separated from Kami. So these Dragon Balls have a lot more power than the normal Dragon Balls because Piccolo had a lot more power when he was still fused. Okay, and then like when they separate, I guess Kami creates the normal Dragon Balls that we all know and love, but he has about half his power at that point. So they're weaker, and so they find these black Dragon Balls that are already neatly gathered in Kami's Lookout, and they summon this other dragon that's like a different dragon, and he's big and mean, and as usual, they fuck up their wish because Emperor Pilaf never gets what he wants, even though he's probably summoned the dragon more than any other character. And by the way, Edgar Zins on the Twitch says, Mit's making Caroline uncomfortable is top banter.
Well, I'm glad somebody's enjoying themselves.
Anyway, so they accidentally wish for Goku to be turned into a child again. So Goku gets turned into a little kid, and then the Dragon Balls scatter. And they're all like, oh my god. Except Goku takes it like really well, even though he's like 5 again. Which actually would honestly, if I could be turned into like a 5-year-old again, that would be sweet. That would be super awesome. Because I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be young.
When you're 5 years old, you get to show up naked in your anime openings.
Yeah, with my little baby
Yeah.
penis. God, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, I was watching this. I was like, oh, the dinosaurs look pretty cool. Oh, that's a little male action. Ooh, that's a little young naked male action.
Listen, no one likes
Sorry.
drawing little boy penises more than Akira Toriyama. He has
He loves it.
there are little boy penis. Caroline's frowning in disapproval. Listen,
I've never seen.
They are
I've never
abound
seen
in the
it
listen,
manga.
Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, this stuff, this like area of like media fandoms or whatever. Akira Toriyama is always drawing like Goku's little baby penis, like when he's a little.
I have
baby.
volume 1 of Dragon Ball right behind me. I'm sure I could flip it open
to any page,
and there's like a 20% chance you're gonna see a little baby boner.
Go get it.
Like, give it a try. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's see how long it takes you to find Goku's penis.
I mean, are we speed reading or am I just flipping to a random page?
Just flip to a random page.
Get volume 1. Wait a second. Get volume 1 and open up to like page 12. I bet it's got Goku's dick on it.
Let's go to page 12. Here we go.
So basically, they all gather at Capsule Corp. Come on, let me see it.
There?
Let's see it.
So technically it's on page 13. It's cutting it close. So I'll show you what happens.
All right, yeah, let me see. Let's see what happens. Page 13.
So I gotta get to page. Okay, so this is page 11. You can kind of see it in the bottom right.
Sort of, yeah, not really. It's okay.
Page 11 is there.
Yep.
Am I allowed to show this on Twitch?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Yep, it's Goku's dick.
If it's good enough for Akira
I see it.
Toriyama.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is page 12. So he's definitely naked.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13. Yeah, we're gonna close that up. And yeah.
So
Mitch knows it. It's unavoidable.
Experiment success.
So basically, they go to Capsule Corp and they're trying to figure out what's up. And Chi-Chi's like freaking out because Goku's a little kid again. And they discover that the Dragon Balls have not been scattered throughout the world. They've been scattered throughout the whole galaxy. And because they're the Black Star Dragon Balls and they're different. And so they set off on an adventure through the universe to find the Black Star Dragon Balls. And also, as a twist, like the planet will be just, I can't remember what it was. Like the Earth will explode within a year if they're not brought back. So they have to bring the Dragon Balls back. So Goku, Trunks, who everyone loves, and because they're grown up now, little baby Trunks is grown up, and this is set after Dragon Ball Z. I guess it's set after Dragon Ball Super too. I don't fucking know. It's weird. And Pan, who is like Gohan's daughter, they all set off on this like journey in one of the Capsule Corp ships to get the Dragon Balls back. So that's basically what Dragon Ball GT is. I'm really excited to watch it. I love Dragon Ball. I don't care that it's not canon. It's still made by Toei Animation. It's just not written by Toriyama, I guess. So that's about it for Dragon Ball GT. I'm taking up way too much time. Mason?
Yeah. So the next one I will talk about is, let's go quickly. Let's go with Artist Switch. It's spelled like artist, and then remove the T, and then the SW of artist becomes beginning of switch. So it's like Artist Switch. And it is probably one of my favorite shows from the spring 2021 season, though it is certainly not for most people, and it definitely went under the radar for most, because this is a 6-episode OVA, 8-minute long episodes, and it's a trip. This is like a CG, episodic, psychological, fashion experimental piece. I'm not really sure how to explain it. Think of like Trapeze mixed with Urahara mixed with Pet Shop of Horrors. And really it's best kind of going in blind to just watch an episode or two to get a feel for it. But each episode is very different and essentially consists of some fashionable lady going through some woes in their life for a multitude of different reasons, going to this weird shop where a witch takes them and plunges them into their own psyche, and they kind of have to come to terms with what's ailing them, and for better or worse, confront that with song and dance numbers, trippy visuals, or all sorts of different visual metaphors to explain their discontent with themselves or the world. And it is certainly a wild ride. If Enzo was here, I would Ludovico technique him into watching this thing, because it's definitely up his alley. And now that it's on YouTube, it's actually somewhat recommendable to people because it's easy to find. I don't recommend it to most people, but if you're in for an experimental little jaunt with some cool fashion, check out Artist Switch. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and some episodes are actually really quite good. So yeah,
I like the art style. Looks the girl with the purplish hair is cute. So
yeah, it's wild. So
all right, Caroline.
Well, number 2 of the 2 things that I have on my list today, I have watched 3 episodes of Hellsing. Yeah. Which we are watching for our anime club this week. So if anybody's listening before anime club starts, please watch Hellsing and join us at 10 p.m. EDT on our Discord. I doubt I'll be able to finish it, especially since I think this one has a bit more of. I've heard it has filler, but I don't really know if it means that it's
Isn't-
not worth watching or not.
Isn't Hellsing pretty short? It has filler, really?
It's like 12 episodes.
Yeah, but that's awfully short to be having filler. 13
I don't know. I
episodes,
feel like
yeah.
there are some sort of reasoning for why they did so. I'm not entirely sure what the main difference between Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate is, but yeah, we're just watching the
Ultimate
original.
is good
It is good.
Why aren't we
I haven't-
watching Ultimate
I've only
then?
seen one episode of it, though.
because most people have already seen Ultimate.
Ah, okay. Well, I think it's appropriate that we're watching the original because that came out 20 years ago, almost exactly. So that's pretty
Mhm.
cool. So yeah, I've only really watched 3 episodes, but I think I've pretty much gotten, what the deal is. Got these human-aligned vampires trying to defeat the evil vampires, I suppose. But the first episode, like this police girl gets turned into a vampire. And it's kind of been mostly about her not wanting to really succumb to the unhumane aspects of being a vampire and all that. But I think it's just hilarious how she's wearing probably the most inefficient police person's outfit. Like it's like a short skirt and everything. I'm like, why are you wearing that? And like the thigh high socks. I'm like, are you a schoolgirl? Like, what are you wearing? And then in the very first episode, she gets like a cut on her shoulder, and like her sleeve gets cut, and it grows red with her blood. 3 episodes in, she's still wearing this police girl's outfit. She's not even been given a new police outfit. I'm like, can somebody just give her some clothes that aren't already torn? Like, yeah, it's just something so silly that I was thinking about while watching.
Very.
For some reason,
So-
that reminded me to do the biggest plot twist in anime history and let all you listeners know that this entire episode, Mitsugi has been wearing his captain's hat.
That's
So,
right.
if you were imagining anything different, go back and start over because this will completely change what you imagined was going on. Now you realize how steamy that sexual music he was playing it on was because he's dressed to impress and seduce. So there you go. Sorry.
The
I
captain's
felt
hat does
that
it for
needed
you,
to be
Mason.
said. It does. It really does. With the
Wow.
little red sticker.
Yeah, what is that sticker for?
I assume it was like Lenovo.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
glad we got that context squared away.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about for Hellsing, considering I've only watched 3 episodes, and it's pretty simple, I would say.
All right, let's go. I don't know. I watched Premiere finally on I don't know what it was on, Netflix maybe. Not really for me, honestly. I know some people like this movie a lot, but I just don't like Studio Trigger, honestly. Premiere's that movie that they made back in 2019. I finally saw it, and
It's on HBO Max.
okay. I don't know. I don't like Trigger's style. It's the super robot stuff does nothing for me, and this movie felt like the second half of Gurren Lagann for most of it, which for some people is great. Like people will really enjoy that. I just think it's a little too chaotic and doesn't make any sense most of the time. But
So I like Trigger.
Yep.
I usually think we oppose one another on this point. I also was not a huge fan of Promare. I thought it was a lot of pretty lights and colors with not much payoff across the board. So I was also let down by it.
yeah, I think that the production looks great. Like it looks beautiful. It moves really well. It's exciting, but it just doesn't make any sense. Like nothing in it. It's just nonsensical stuff. So, but if you want to watch that Trigger movie Premiere, it was in theaters. It's on. It's like Mason said, it's on HBO Max now. It's worth checking out. But I'm not going to talk much more about it because we got a lot more to get to in this episode. So,
Gallo was so hot.
all right, Mason, do
Everyone
you
loves Gallo.
have anything else you want to discuss?
Nah, we can skip it. 1 Week Friends, 51st Dates Anime Edition. So if you already thought anime relationships were insufferable enough, imagine if one of them kept on resetting their memories. Don't recommend.
No.
Scissor 7 Season 3 is out on Netflix. It's not as great as Season 1, and whatever. It's still like some of the best animated stuff out there today, so definitely at least check out Season 1 of Scissor 7. It's a very fun time. Movie coming out eventually. Hyped for that. Okay, there we go. Done.
All right, sorry. I believe we're ready for the weekly trivia question here. So, in the anime Platinum End, how many types of angel arrows are at the god candidate's disposal? And we will reveal the answer coming up next after the news break.
Got Mitsugi's Mom No coming up, so don't go anywhere. Peace. Anime Addicts, Mitsugi is here. Yes, I'm here, bringing you your anime news, so get ready. Kicking off with a sequel announcement, Kingdom. The anime is going to be getting a 4th season coming out in the spring of 2022. This was announced after the conclusion of the 3rd season of Kingdom, which just happened. Of course, Kingdom, the anime series, adapts Yasuhisa Hara's historical drama manga, which began back in January of 2006. It has 62 volumes of the manga and also tens of millions of copies sold of that manga. Very popular as well. The anime series is also very popular. If you're a fan of Kingdom, check out the 4th season coming out in early next year. Next up, people will probably be even more excited for a Disney anime adaptation. That's right, Twisted Wonderland is going to be getting an anime adaptation. It looks like the Disney Entertainment Company announced that the smartphone game titled Twisted Wonderland is going to be getting an anime adaptation, a collaboration by Aniplex, which is going to be working on the property. So the game follows the main character who is summoned to another world by a magic mirror and arrives at the magic training school, Night Ravens College. And the main character is taken in by the school's headmaster and becomes acquainted with the school's top students, each in 7 different dormitories, while searching for a way home. So if you're a fan of Disney, look out for Disney's Twisted Wonderland coming out as an anime sometime in the future here. Next up, Zombieland Saga just won't go away. I guess you could say the saga continues. So there's a live-action movie project that's being worked on. It's a co-production between Avex Pictures, MAPPA, and the mobile game developer Cygames. So the live-action promo video shows some rather famous people from the Saga Prefecture actors, Hakuryu and Kunio Murai. So if you're a fan of Zombieland Saga, look out for this movie project that's going to be coming out at some point here in the future. And lastly, just a little fun tidbit. It looks like this was the 28th anniversary of the Studio Ghibli Museum this past year, and they celebrated by putting a giant Totoro balloon over the city of Mitaka, which has about 1,300 people living in it. It looks like the Totoro balloon measured about close to 20 feet tall, so Ghibli fans will rejoice and want to check out some pictures of that online so you can see a giant Totoro floating over Mitaka City. So very fun stuff. This is Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. And now, as we always do, it's time to get back to the podcast right now. Anime Addicts, so many of you want to help out the podcast, and people always say, Mitz, how can I help out the podcast? Well, listen, you can go over to aaapodcast.com/join. You can go to Patreon/AAApodcast, or you can even go to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening device and write a 5-star review for us. We'd really appreciate that. Or, hey, tell your friends. It really does take a lot to keep this podcast running, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. So, again, head over to aaapodcast.com/join our Patreon. You help out the podcast, and we would really appreciate the support. Here's to bringing you so much more fun anime content down the road.
And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
It's a rough life with Chi-Chi, okay? I'm actually going to put this one on Goku mostly. I mean, Goku, he's never there. Chi-Chi she's getting lonely, all in that little tiny house that's in the middle of nowhere. There's no neighbors. She's getting lonely. Suddenly, like, the mailman's starting to look good. She's like, the mailman. The mailman came by. I'm all alone. The pool boy. He's looking good. And to make matters worse, Gohan and Goten absolutely take after Goku. Like, they look exactly like Goku. They don't look like Chi-Chi at all.
His seed is so strong. He's so alien that it just takes over.
They look like Goku. They fight. All they want to do is fight. They're always wearing orange. Pretty soon she's got like PTSD. She's all like, oh my god, orange. She hates Halloween. She's just oh my god. And before you know it, it's like Goku comes home. He hasn't been home in like 5 years. He comes home. She's not there, and there's just like divorce papers on the table.
Damn it! If only I could read, I would know what these papers mean.
He can't read it. He's got to go ask Piccolo. He's like, oh, Goku, this is not good. Korin like comes down. He's like, Goku, you can always live on Korin's lookout. With Yajirobe, that's when you know you've hit rock bottom. You're like hanging out with Yajirobe. Yajirobe, he doesn't get any love in Dragon Ball.
I don't even know who that is.
See, I'm telling you. Who's Yajirobe? Who's Yajirobe? He was in like at least 7 individual episodes. I don't know. He's unimportant.
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Oh my god. Okay.
Was that a Jujutsu Kaisen in the background of that like little?
It might have been. You like that?
Okay, very nice, very tasteful. I know. I'm asking that knowing the answer because I know someone in the audience is like, where do I know that song from? Where? There you go, Jujutsu Kaisen. You're welcome.
All right, in the anime Platinum End, which is quite good, by the way, how many types of angel arrows are at the god candidate's disposal? There's 2 types of arrows, one red, one white. The red arrow makes the target fall in love with the user, and the white arrow instantly kills the target. The red arrow can only be used on 14 people at a time, and only once, and the arrows never miss. So, Platinum End is pretty good, by the way. So people ought to check that out. It's pretty good stuff.
Cool.
All right, so we haven't done this segment in a while. I actually had to record some questions here this morning, like on the fly. Props to my mother for being very available
Speaking of your mom being available,
yes.
In the chat,
right
now, is your mom.
Oh, I'm not
ready.
surprised.
Yeah.
Ready to see the judgment, the carnage take place firsthand. So thank you, Mama Mitz.
All right. Well,
Do you think that Mama Mitz wants people to win, or she's just like, who am I going to defeat today?
Oh, I really doubt she cares, to be honest.
She cares enough to be here for her son.
All right. Well, shall we saunter over to the studio and play some Does Mitsugi's Mom Know?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's time for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know? The game show that pits Mitsugi's unassuming mother against anime's most basic questions. Now here are your hosts, the Anime Addicts. Whoa, we're back. It's been a while, but we're back. Does Mitsugi's Mom Know? Ooh, the game show where my mother, she's a dangerous one. She knows things you wouldn't think she knows, and then she just flat out doesn't know things that are incredibly obvious. Who do we have on the line right now? And I know where you're calling from, but why don't you share with the audience?
Hey there, my name's Zach. I'm calling straight out of Colorado Springs. It's good to be here. Been a long time since we've spoken.
It has indeed. Oh, Zach, my boy, are you ready to take on the gauntlet that is my mother?
I'll do my best. I probably don't even know the answers to most of these questions anyway, but...
Oh.
Thankfully, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. It is kind of a coin flip when you get right down to it, so...
That tactic might actually work out better for you.
It's more like a demonic coin flip, because it seems to be that it's never a 50-50 chance. Everybody almost always gets it wrong.
Zach, can you do me a favor and turn your mic up just a tiny bit for us?
Yeah,
And
is
I'm
that any
hoping
better?
I'm hoping that you will become apparently the 5th person to win this. I was told that only 4 people have won this game, and I find that very hard to believe. But we discussed having like a battle royale, maybe of all the people that have won in the past. We'll have to see if that actually happens, but or what we would even do for such a thing. But are you ready to get started? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm gonna win.
Are you ready to win like almost nothing? It really, the prize, there is a prize. It's not great, but it's
You always
better than
say that
nothing.
these participants win a car, though. What happened to the car?
Well, man, see, there was this tax issue, and
There's a chip shortage going on. So
Yeah. Lithium batteries, and it's just a mess. So, all right, Zach, are you ready for the first
Sure.
question?
Let's
All right, let's do it. Recently, the Studio Ghibli Museum celebrated its 20th anniversary in Mitaka, Japan by flying a giant balloon of what Ghibli character over Mitaka City?
go. Oof. I mean, that's not even like movie related. That's just a straight up guess, huh? I'm just gonna have faith in your mom and assume that she guessed correctly.
Wow. She's talking shit on Twitch. She says, "Who am I going to defeat today?" So,
Apparently, Zach.
all right,
No,
Zach.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's so confident.
Ooh.
I love his laid back,
So great.
laissez-faire approach.
Well, what is the correct answer, Mitsugi? Like of
Alright.
the question?
Well, the correct answer is Totoro. It was Totoro.
Oh, I think she
Yeah.
might possibly be able to. I think that's one of the first characters she'll think of.
All right. Am I locking you in, Zach? I gotta ask.
Yeah. I mean, if it's Totoro, that's like the first. That's the go-to.
All right, let's find out. Recently, the Studio Ghibli Museum celebrated its 20th anniversary in Mitaka, Japan by flying a giant balloon of what Ghibli character over Mitaka City?
Totoro.
That's right. Totoro's your favorite.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Woo!
Man, that one.
Oh,
She must read the news. I can't believe the Ghibli Museum's been open 20 years. Actually, I would have thought it would have been longer than that, but I don't know. All right, well, you're 1 for 1. Are you ready for question 2? I don't want to get you to. I don't want to throw ice on you by making you wait around.
no. You're good. Let's go.
The main antagonist of the anime Danganronpa, Momokuma, is represented as what kind of animal? I will
wonder
tell
if
you.
you'd know that.
I will tell you. Well, I'm not gonna tell you anything. You can phone a friend if you'd like. I don't want to steer you wrong or steer you right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that she would recognize, like Kuma from.
It's a bear, obviously.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm gonna say she doesn't know it.
she does not know. Would it
Yeah.
change your answer if I told you that she has seen Danganronpa?
No, she
Really?
has not.
She
No,
has
she
seen it.
hasn't. Oh,
Why?
yeah.
You hate Danganronpa.
I can. Another person forced her to watch this, but that doesn't
Okay,
mean
then
that does not mean she knows the answer.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna say if she's seen it, it's pretty obvious. I'm gonna say that she knows it then.
Okay. All right. Should I lock you in?
Yeah, hopefully I don't regret that, but let's lock it in.
The main antagonist of the anime Danganronpa, Momokuma, is represented as what kind of animal?
He's a pig.
No, I'm sorry. He's like a little stuffed bear.
Always
Oh.
go for your first
Oh, that's
guess.
right.
I feel kind of bad. I think I actually steered you like off
Yeah,
a
you-
cliff on that one. So
Hey, you
Yeah.
owned me on that.
yeah, I
It's a very
butchered you.
Monty Hall-esque situation.
Now I really hope you end up winning. All right, Zach. I'm gonna give you the third question, and I'm gonna hope so that I don't feel bad later that you get this one right.
All right.
Lupin III is generally famous for wearing 2 different colors of jackets during the storied history of the series. One jacket was green. What other jacket color does Lupin wear? It's red. It was on TV a lot growing on Toonami. Actually, it's Adult Swim, I guess. But that's pretty late night programming. Is my mother awake late enough at night to know Lupin's other jacket color?
I'm going with my gut on this one, and I'm gonna say she doesn't know. I think she'll probably say like a normal jacket color or something.
What if she guesses one of his other jacket colors? Or it has to be red.
I mean, I think he generally wears 2 jacket colors, green or red.
I mean, new Lupin, he wears like blue and sometimes pink. But okay, we're going for red as the
We're
right
looking
answer.
for red.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she doesn't. She gets that wrong.
She does not know it. Am I locking you in?
Yeah.
Lupin III is generally famous for wearing 2 different colors of jackets during the storied history of the series. One jacket was green. What other jacket color does Lupin wear?
The other one was red.
That's right. It is red. Oh, no.
man.
No.
Now I'm feeling extra bad.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, no.
okay.
Okay. All right, Zach. You're on the ropes, but I also feel on the emotionally. I'm on the ropes. I'm involved now, so this is extra bad. Are you ready for the 4th question? You got to get this one right.
Yeah, it's best out of 5, right?
Best out of 5.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Question 4. One of my favorite anime, 12 Kingdoms, features a character named Rakashun, a Hanju, who can appear as both human and animal. What animal does he generally appear as? It's a rat. Is the answer.
Did you ever make her watch that?
Because if she watched it, she probably doesn't know.
You think even if she watched it, she doesn't know?
No, I just was saying like because she messed up the Danganronpa
Well,
question.
that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Just
I don't know if
based
she's
on
seen
the,
this or not, to be honest with you.
Based on the previous animal guessing question, I'm going to say that she does not know.
She does not know. Okay. No love for Rakashun. Am I locking you in?
Yeah.
Are you gonna play it?
You're sure, right? I'm locking you in, right?
Yeah, I said yeah. I said
Stop
yeah.
making.
I'm just fucking with you.
He loves the
One
suspense.
of my
He always has
favorite
that
anime,
one.
12 Kingdoms, features a character named Rakashun, a Hanju, who can appear as both human and animal. What animal does he generally appear as?
A unicorn.
He appears as a rat.
A rat?
Yeah.
Oh.
A unicorn. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Still in it. We're still in
I
it,
love
baby.
the spirit. Yes.
All right. All right, we're still in it. It's now we're on the final question here, question 5 of 5, and Lord Leon on Twitch says that they only knew 1 of these questions so far. So, I don't know if that's good on my mother or bad on Lord Leon, but we love you anyway. Ready for the final question?
Yes, I am.
At the start of My Hero Academia, what is the name of the most famous superhero who uses a quirk called All for One?
Nah, there's no way she watched Boku no Hero.
You don't even watch Boku no Hero. Mitsugi.
I have seen season 1 of Boku no Hero and about half of season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no way she knows All Might. There's no way. Yeah, I'm gonna say she doesn't. She gets
If I
that
told
wrong.
you she's seen part of My Hero, would that change your answer?
If I told you
No,
she does
you did this
Detroit
to me
smashes around the house.
No, you did this to me once before. I'm not falling for you.
Oh, you don't trust me. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I locking you in?
Yep.
All Might.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
He didn't even play the full question again. He just
At
hit
the
him with
start
All
of My
Might.
Hero Here's your question.
Academia,
What is the I name fucked this
Oh
game of the up. most famous superhero who uses a quirk called All for One?
All Might.
There you go. That's right.
Oh, it stung
Mitsugi,
so
you
bad.
didn't
Yeah.
even get the question right. You
Yeah,
said
that's
all
not
for
even-
one, it's one for all.
True.
That's for both
Caroline,
of
why do you
man.
gotta like come in at the end and slap me in my face?
Because maybe if the question itself is not correct, it will reverse the
ruling.
yeah, the ruling on whether or not he is one.
Carolina's on the sideline. She throws a challenge flag. The refs decide to ignore it and just kick it back off to the side.
I think I need my own challenge flag for that. I tried to help you out there at the end because I clearly steered you off the cliff earlier. But
It's like
yeah,
The Boy Who Cried Wolf, man. You
There
liked
was-
me with me once.
How did you remember this?
there was a there have been other influences upon my mother's anime watching lately that are not my own.
Tell me, who is it?
Some other person that some girl that lives near her that was on summer vacation.
Maybe
or something,
she is trying to win. Does Mitsugi's mom know? So she is like tampering with the control group that is your mom to influence and change the game.
You know, we all thought that your mother was the villain, but maybe there's a villain behind the villain.
It's me. Yeah, I feel a little bad, but Zach, I'm sorry you have
all
not
good.
won the game, even though I feel like you actually did.
No, it's all good. No worries.
But I appreciate that you contributed you elevated our entertainment today. So I feel like that alone is a win. So
Yep, my pleasure. Thanks
thanks
for
And
for
what
having
an
me.
playing.
honor to be sacrificed to Mitsugi's mom.
well, it's
That's-
true. I mean, yeah, there's something to be said about the screams of many that have lost before, and hey, at least we no longer have like cars available as prizes. The IRS took that away. So you would have been able to it would have been like a coffee mug.
Yeah, you didn't miss out on much.
Oh man.
Yeah, see, you had to drink coffee out of like a normal cup, the way that Mason does now, because he no longer has his cup.
Disgusting.
All right, Zach, thanks for playing.
All right.
Have a good
thanks
one.
for having me. Later.
Bye. I'm definitely not feeling great about that. I definitely steered him off the cliff. I should have just kept my mouth
yeah,
shut.
you did.
Help. But you didn't need it to help, which is it's fine. No worries. No
Oh
worries.
my
I mean, I
God.
could allegedly have said to have hurt him by saying, "Oh, there's so many other colored jackets. There's so many jackets." Maybe.
I legitimately thought she was going to say blue, because that's what I thought. I was like, oh, isn't it blue?
Yeah, because that was the
No.
last 2 seasons. It was he
I
wore
mean,
blue.
I can't say that I've paid attention to much Lupin, so it would not even matter.
That's fine.
She has seen a fair amount of Danganronpa and My Hero. I don't know how she didn't get the bear question right. Like I actually included that question because I thought that it was a question that would like throw people off.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I guess maybe that one was obvious. Like I don't know.
Anyway, the chat
moving
is saluting her efforts. Good job. Also, if you have won Mitsugi's mom in the past and are on the Discord and don't have the special champion role,
Yeah, that's right.
let me know because I might have forgotten to give it to you. So,
All right.
let me know. Sorry,
Time for
that's it.
mailbags.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag.
Yay! Mailbags! If you would like to submit a mailbag of your own, go to aaapodcast.com and click on the mailbag button. It's that simple. We have a pretty long one here.
It's
Does
long,
not
but
include a
it's-
question, but it really made our hearts soar. So we are going to give it a read. This is from God Emperor of Dune, and they say, "Good evening. It is I, the God Emperor of Dune." Shocking. I have been listening to the podcast since around 2014 and 2015, but have only recently begun to participate in the interactive portions in the form of 2 Shark Tank submissions. I would like to take a bit of time to write this mailbag as a thank you to all of the hosts, both past and present, for many years for spectacular content. To the past hosts I've seen Go, Chiaki, Kimiko, Kazuo, Mandy, Enzo, as well as any guest hosts and hosts from before my time. I hope that you are listening to this somewhere and knowing that you have brought me many smiles and laughs. To the current hosts keeping it alive, I hope you know that what you do is appreciated. Mitsugi, you are the lifeblood of the show. It would never be the same without you. Your dedication and beautiful bald head are the foundation of it all. Through your recommendations, I have found some of my favorite series I've ever seen, i.e. GTO, Space Brothers, and Ippo.
Oh, that's a great
Caroline. You may be new, but you bring such a wonderful life and energy to the show. It feels like you've been here for years. I hope you stick around for years to come, even though your attendance was initially stated as temporary. Rant about more things. We love it. And I will take that seriously. Thank you very much. Mason, despite your continued butchering of the English language, ouch, your contributions to the podcast have been stellar. Because of you, I have learned of many great works I otherwise may have never found. When I first arrived, I honestly wasn't too sure about you. Ouch again.
I mean, true. Let's be honest there, but continue.
But you have grown on me like the delicious bacteria on blue cheese.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We take that.
I cannot imagine this show without you. My apologies for the... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope.
I was going to say, that's because you can't imagine it, because I'm here to haunt this show until the day we all pass.
Fun.
There's no escape.
Love it. My apologies for the long-winded mailbag, but I wanted you all to know how grateful I am that you give to us your time and energy each week. I love you all and wish nothing but the best of each of you. Your friend and fellow anime addict, God Emperor of Dune, and he gives us his actual name, oh my gosh, aka Christian. Thank you so much, Christian, because we love getting messages like that.
So sad. No,
Touched
it
my
is
heart,
very nice
honestly.
of you.
I'm
thank
probably
you so much.
I'm like the Grinch of the podcast, so like, my heart grew 3 sizes.
Yeah.
Or that's the monster seeping in and starting to get those palpitations. One of the two. But
This is
nonetheless,
pretty
we
good. This
do
is pretty good.
earnestly appreciate it, and all the iTunes reviews, which, although we don't read them on the podcast like we used to, I definitely try to get back and read them every now and then, because they are great, and I love them, and I love you guys.
I also read them, but then I saw one that was like, Caroline is and I'm like, okay.
People are very like harsh. They're very.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why I'd be a little to some people, but it still hurt. But shall we get into another mailbag?
One more mailbag here.
This one comes to us from Sigs Ginger, SSG Ginger. You know who you are.
Ginger.
Hello, AAA podcast crew. I was wondering, who is your favorite child in anime that isn't a high school student? Mine would have to be Hiro from Fruits Basket. Mitz, what do you got?
It's probably something from Ghibli. There's a lot to choose from. There's Chihiro, there's Kiki, there's Mei and Satsuki. There's almost every Ghibli movie has a child character. It's like, as the protagonist, if you think about it. So it's pretty hard to choose. I would say Nausicaa, but she's not. Like, she'd be in high school because I think she's supposed to be 16. So I think I'd probably go with Patsu from Castle in the Sky. He's such like a good boy. He's like trying to help everybody, and he's only 12, so I'd probably go with that. Just off the top of my head.
He's got the forearm strength of a a gorilla.
You've never seen someone rock climb like that guy.
No.
And not lose his hat even. That hat never comes off. What do you think, Caroline?
Oh, yeah. Most important thing is the hat. So I have on my list Momo from Sangatsu no Lion, because she is just a perfect little peach. Of course, I think...
Was that intentional?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was
very funny.
So we got her. And I guess also Hinata, because she's like in middle school, and like all the girls from Sangatsu no Lion are great, so I better include both of them. You got Hinatsuki from Erased. Some of the scenes that she's in is just so... Oh, I love her. Yuzuru from A Silent Voice. She's an awesome character. And who could forget our boy, Phil. Obviously, he's on the list.
Phil. He's so good.
Yes. And if you are not sure what we're talking about, The Promised Neverland, of course.
Caroline has some great entries on her list. I'm going to add on Kana Money, aka the flashback of Kanamori and Eizouken, Little Mini Money. She was great. Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Despite his size, he's great. Rin from Bunny Drop. And I don't know his name. I don't even know anything about him. But the little pipsqueak baby from Madoka Magica that's in like episode 1 and is just like eating tomatoes or something. He's so adorable. It's like unfair. So those are some of my favorite babbies.
Oh, I will also add Keiichiro from Ghost Stories, the dub. Even though he's a freaking annoying, but he's hilarious because he's so annoying.
Yeah, so that's a fair point. Just the dub version
Yeah.
of Keiichiro. I could see
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's keep this train moving. It's time for week 1 of fall 2021 anime impressions, where we go through all the shows we've selected from our picks a couple weeks ago. We're going to give you our thoughts on them. We are going to either pass them, aka we are going to review them at the later date, or we will fail them, aka put them in a big jail cell, which after the 4 weeks of impressions, all the bad people will be put up for public execution, and you, the listeners, have a chance to save a precious 3 to come back from the dead and be in our review. So nothing has gone for good, but if we fail it, it's up to you to give it a chance at review in the future.
I got to do this, Mason.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be doing impressions. Impression time, believe it. Ugh.
That really took me aback for a second. I was like, wait a minute, that's not Jackie.
Man, not only did I butcher jumping into the segment introduction too soon, but it was fitting because we played the butcher drop version. Thank you, Faith Enzo. We love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's up first?
I can go first.
Starting from the beginning?
I think so, yeah.
I will go first with my last pick, which is fittingly called Selection Project. This is a work by Doga Koba, who's done stuff like New Game, Asteroid in Love, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and it's based on a multimedia project, and it's streaming over on Funimation. And this is an idol show starring someone named Suzune, who wants to be an idol, and she participates in the thing called the Selection Project, where a bunch of contestants audition to become one of the next big idols. That's what the show is about. It's an idol show. And I really earnestly enjoyed this one at the beginning. Like, if you are into idols, I would say do not sleep on this show. It's pretty cool. It starts off with Japan being split into 9 sections, each of which has like 4 idols competing in qualification rounds to move on. And she is one of them. And we kind of like whip through the scenes of all the contestants and how they prepare, how they're putting on their makeup, practicing their dance moves, and it really endeared me to them. It was kind of fitting and nice. I love the behind the scenes of workplace things, and in this case it's idols. Very similar to kind of Wake Up Girls, where we saw behind the industry in a sense. You kind of got that at the beginning here, and I did really like that. There are so many best girls in the show, it'll make your head spin. Even though the cat girl might be a little too much, there's some great waifus to be found here. But our protagonist, Suzune, is a fan of the winner of the first Selection Project, which is now in its 7th season. And she has made it to the final round because she's the main character and the protagonist. And essentially, the final competition is a singing competition where she, sings a song, as you do in a singing competition. But they have decided in this, nationwide competition that all the contestants will sing the same song, which means here's where I just broke immersion, that they expect these watchers of the show to listen to 36 renditions of the same song. So I guess because people vote on who wins, so they must have had an hour straight of the same song being sung.
Does it really
I'm
happen?
like, oh no, that never happens. I don't know why they would do it this way. They don't really show it. They just they weren't planning on me watching this show and dissecting it like this, but it's not a huge deal. Essentially, they do the results and everyone makes it through that you expect. All the ones that they showed you little glimpses of went on to win. So we have our 9 big winners from the 9 sections. But the big plot twist is our main character doesn't make it. Despite having a strong singing voice, a literal slip up and competing against a fan favorite means she is a close second and is thus eliminated from the Selection Project.
Damn.
Big sad. And that's how episode 1 ends. And I was very invested. I thought it was very good. Unfortunately, episode 2 kind of undoes everything by developing a Pokemon-esque rivalry where the person who defeated her is like, you know what, actually, you're better than me, so I'm going to let you take my place and I'm going to go become better. And then at this point, it just becomes a bit too much like every other idol show, where it just becomes a collage of colorful but shallow characters that kind of go up against your generic idol things. Overall, the show's kind of cheap looking. It's got a not too much flair or polish to make it look all that great, though the vocals in this show, kind of unlike Zombieland Saga, were quite strong, and there were some great songs. There were some nice touches here and there, but by the end of the 3 episodes, I was kind of fading on the show, so check it out if you like idol shows, but it's not doing enough as it goes on to really leave an impact. So I will be failing Selection Project.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Okay. I was going to do World's End Harem today, but I haven't watched it yet. So I assume this is going to fail because it got delayed. So, but I'm still going to do an impression on it probably next episode. And I'd like to watch the first episode of it during uncensored during the hentai episode here today. So because of that, I haven't watched it, so I'm gonna kind of pass here and pass it on to Caroline, and we'll circle back around on World's End Harem next time. So
Okay, so the last show on my list is Kyuketsuki Sugu Shinu, which I believe like the English title is The Vampire Dies in No Time. And might I just say, this show fails in no time. It is not funny, which
damn.
is bad.
Oh, shit, she went
comedy. It's a comedy and nothing else. Like it's not a comedic drama, it's not a comedy romance, it's nothing. It's just comedy. So tell me why. It's so unfunny.
Ain't nothing but sorry.
It's like it's just there's just nothing. I only watched 1 episode. Did not laugh once. Barely smiled once.
Damn.
The only time that I smiled was for my boy, John the Armadillo. He's the only good thing about this show.
Phil.
No, it's John. John. It was just so random. Like, okay, so actually, I didn't even say what this show is about. It's basically about this vampire named Draluk. You can probably guess why he's called Draluk.
Yeah, Draluk.
Dracula. Yeah. So he got this guy, Draluk, and this other guy, Ronaldo, he is a vampire hunter. He was sent to go and defeat Draluk because there's this boy that has been kidnapped and by Draluk, apparently. So he goes to get him back and kill Draluk. But the thing is that it instantly happens because Draluk is like the most, vulnerable vampire there is. Like he just turns to sand do anything. Like the joke is that he dies instantaneously from anything, and it happens like every single scene he's in. And it's like odd, like the joke wasn't even that hilarious at first, but when you do it literally 15 times in 1 episode, it's just so old. So yeah, the joke is he's supposed to be, like, people think he's, like, this really scary vampire. He's not. But, yeah, and his house burns to the ground or something like that, or gets destroyed. And now he's living in Ronaldo's office for some reason. And this is where we meet, Yeah, so you would think, there's one kind of funny, thing that the reason why everybody believes Draluk to be so scary is because the town has built up this tourist industry based on his, seeing his big mansion. A tour bus said that, oh yeah, he's supposed to be really scary, and everything just built off of there. And I think you could make that very funny, but they just failed. They just failed at everything, except for John the Armadillo, as I've already discussed.
What the fuck is John the Armadillo?
John is the armadillo that Draluk keeps as a pet. And he's just like, here's John the Armadillo.
This doesn't make any sense. Armadillos carry leprosy.
It does not make any sense. But he's just adorable.
Okay, if you say so.
And that's it. That's it.
Wow. So I assume that's
Fail.
failing.
Yeah. You assumed. I said it three
I think
times.
we need a...
It is a travesty.
There you go. Should never have happened.
Not good.
Airline, it is a comedy.
Fail. All right. Mason?
My turn?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I am going to the other end of my spectrum and going with my number one pick, Heike Monogatari, aka The Heike Story. Tells the story of a young orphan named Biwa who is taken in by the powerful Taiwa clan after a palace minister kind of detects her psychic ability. Unfortunately, her psychic ability predicts a future of violence and the collapse of the entire Taiwa clan, and it's kind of based on the 12th century epic tale of the same name, though it's essentially an original, done by Science Saru, the legendary folks who did Eizouken and Devilman Crybaby, and the even more legendary Japan Sinks 2020, but we don't talk about that around here. And this is also on Funimation. First impressions, good. Just good. The legendary Naoko Yamada, has packed her bags and taken the train from Kyoto to Tokyo, and I'm pleased to say that all of her luggage made it there safely. If you like Naoko Yamada, you'll love a lot of the things she brings to this show. Heike continues the trends of both the director and the studio just making works of anime that don't look like every other cookie cutter, bog standard, stiff, stale, safe anime that is pumped out these days. It is so interesting, and you have the typical warbly, off-model, quote-unquote, bodies that Science Saru kind of has. Kind of similar to Ping Pong the animation, but everything in the show moves with life and emotion, and just proves that animation is alive and well when it needs to be. And from a technical side, things are running smoothly. The subtle use of first person to draw us in different scenes, sharp, timely edits, like reasonable ways of like getting out exposition. Like the show just functions so well on an artistic and a technical landscape that it's great. It's such a good watch. I love Mono no Aware shows that kind of give you the essence of temporary life and the nostalgic feeling for the impermanence of the world, and I adore it so much. The opening is uplifting. It's gonna probably have some historical lessons to learn about. Even more heterochromia with the mismatched colored eyes to drive nits up the fucking wall.
My God, no.
Makes all of this an easy pass. I hope to swoon
Mason.
over it lovingly when we review it. I don't want to get into it too much now because it's a good show. Watch episode 1 and you'll pretty quickly get a feel for if it's for you or not. But I will save a lot more of my thoughts for when we get to it. This is a good show. Heike Monogatari has been fun so far, and I look forward to seeing where it goes. This is a pass.
You better lock it up.
I think you would have passed.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
I think you would have passed this even before watching the first episode.
I'll be honest, I typed all of my notes up after watching like 5 minutes and just like didn't write anything more because I'm just going to enjoy it for now. So yeah, this is like, I know we give shows 3 episodes to make an impact, but like it's pretty easy to get a feel for a show off the bat. So yeah, I was glad this was my number 1 pick and glad it delivered so far. So thumbs up.
All right, Caroline, you're back up.
Okay, so my next show is Meiruko-chan. So this is the story about a girl named Miko. She is a high school student who starts to suddenly see gruesome and hideous monsters. So they're pretty much like ghosts. She's the only one that's seeing these things. But she believes that the only way to avoid being harmed by these monsters is to act completely indifferent to them and just pretend that she doesn't see them. But
Interesting.
She believes that so that's what's happening. And then she believes that her friend's in danger, so she has to come face to face with the absolute worst of these monsters. And I haven't gotten to that part yet. I've only watched 2 episodes. I will say that the monsters look pretty decently creepy considering it's anime, and typically having things animated it takes away the creepy factor that you might have felt in a manga. And I will say that they look pretty decently creepy. But here's the thing. It's a lot of ecchi stuff, and I'm not really
Uh-oh.
into that. Well, you got her friend. Her name's Hana, but we can call her like Genki boobs for
Big
all
tits?
that she's worth because she's Genki. She has massive boobs.
Now we're talking
and
like Maid Dragon massive or like, you know,
I don't
like,
know.
like
I mean,
normal busty
Maid
massive.
Dragon will take him to like on the floor massive.
All right, I
I would
gotta look
say
this
that
up.
she is probably like that blonde dragon. I think she's in that level. Yeah.
I'm on
She's
looking.
not outside the realm of like impossibility, but she's also within the realm of the main character having to notice it by letting you, the viewer, notice it in every scene.
It's every scene. Also like and even that, like I've watched anime for a long time, so it's not as if it's completely deterring from the show, but it got a little over the top when Miko is just in, I don't know, her PJs or whatever, and she's looking through something. She's like crouched down, and we get a massive shot of her butt and her bulging vagina. I'm like, I hate shots like that. It's just freaking disgusting.
Her bulging vagina.
In fact, like, I know.
If I had to take bets on who would be the first one to say bulging
gross.
vagina today, it would not
Got
be
him.
Caroline.
Got him.
It's like, what other way do you describe it? It's just mess.
Wow. I mean, bulging vagina is like a drop fed you on a silver platter. I can now make make Caroline say bulging vagina anytime I want.
It's not good. I was thinking of other ways to describe it, but that's the only way to perfectly describe it.
So basically, her shorts are too tight, and they're being like, and her
No, it's
vagina.
like these are just regular pajama bottoms. Like
what?
It's,
How does that happen?
Yes. And
One
they
word,
animate it as if she's like
bulging.
completely wet and they are just like sticking to her. It's like, no, these are just like normal bottoms. Like they're not even supposed to be tight. Like how is it getting to be like this?
Okay.
So,
Caroline has very strong
yeah.
opinions on pajama wear. This show,
Oh yeah, I guess
villainous
so.
show, the
I
pajama bar declare is very high with Caroline.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not like horrible.
What episode was
amounts
this? I gotta
of,
find this.
It's like it's either episode 1 or episode 2. I can't even remember. But yeah, so it's not a horrible amount of ecchi, but it does. The camera does, take peeks at their butt whenever possible. Like, you know how anime, in order to cut down animation costs, they'll just like keep things at a still frame, and that happens in every anime. They will almost always choose a butt shot to stick on for a few seconds. So, I mean, I can't say that I'm not enjoying the show. I am planning on watching a couple more episodes of it, but I do think that on my list of shows I'm watching this season, there are better ones that I can watch. And if I can see this being a possibility to win Listener's Choice, but also maybe not. I do think there are some better shows this season, so I think I'm gonna have to fail this one. And the boobs and the bulging vagina did not help.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to find it here, but first let me find a drop here for you. There you go. Just gullible never fails.
That is one big pile of shit.
So I'm trying to find it here. I thought I had it.
While Mitsugi looks, I will say, as someone who's read the manga for Meiruko-chan, that kind of like that sexual aspect of it does like diminish a bit. But I also just in general thought that the manga was a better avenue for reading than the anime.
Okay.
So I'd say recommend check that out over the anime. Go ahead, hit us.
Here we go. He's behind her. She's in like a bathroom. She's wearing green pajamas. Her hair is two-tone. I hate this shit. It looks so bad. It looks like someone like forgot to dye their hair again for like months. And you just left it. You gotta cut that. If you're not gonna dye your hair again, you gotta cut that shit. You gotta cut it off because it's probably dead anyway. So just
Caroline
cut that
is
shit
over
off.
here sweating like, oh shoot, I got highlights just the other day. Mitz is gonna see
no.
it. I have two tones in my hair.
Okay, all right. Was she leave? Was she? No. Highlights are different. This is like, oh, I dyed my whole head like my natural hair color is blonde, and I dyed my whole head bright red. And then, like, I just let it grow out, and halfway down my hair, it just turns red for no reason. Was it the shot where she was leaning over the sink?
I can't even remember in what context.
Because if it was,
the
I think
bulging vagina just took up my entire memory.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and the panties too. Yeah. But this is a terrible website for streaming. It looks terrible. Yeah. I guess I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's not awful, but it's okay.
I've seen worse, but like
I will watch more.
I mean, I don't know. If the sheer fact that they're like doing fan service at all is what turns you off, like I guess it's kind of obvious
really
because
not.
they're right behind her, like right up in her ass with the camera. So there's like a million places you could have like put that while she's like looking under the sink for whatever the fuck she's digging in. But
I mean, I will say that there are plenty of opportunities for panty shots that they don't take, so maybe that's below them.
I don't know. I sort of don't really care about fan service usually, but generally it's like, for me, it's fine when it's like in a show that's about fan service. If you're just going to cram it in there to every single show because you feel like people can't be entertained unless they have like, you know, a 16-year-old girl and like, with like, by the way, the major crime here is that she's bent down and you can see her panties through her pajamas. And my question is, who the fuck wears panties in their pajamas? No one. You're not going to wear panties. You take them off, you put the pajama pants on. That's the whole point.
You don't go. Do you really think girls go commando?
In their pajama pants? Yes.
No!
Yep.
Maybe some people do, but that's not the general consensus.
Oh,
do you really think we all go commando?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
No.
I'm going on 15 years here of almost never being single, and I've never.
This looks like a job for the internet. Actually, we'll save this for hentai. We'll look up the stats.
Oh my god.
My knowledge tells me that girls either like wear a t-shirt and just sleep in their panties, or they wear pajama pants but no panties in the pajama pants.
No, that's not.
I think that's
not
just
an either or situation.
I think that's just you, Caroline.
No, I do not know this
Normal,
from
you
experience.
have to believe me.
Well,
I will say that in my general experience of living with 3 other women, most of them wear. It's not like a rule
household though. That's
to
the
take
same,
off your underwear.
That's the same line of thinking. We need a more diverse.
I won't say that that girls don't go to commando going to bed, because some of them definitely do, but that's not the rule.
I'm not saying.
I would say most women wear pajama bottoms and underwear.
Oh, I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Mm-mm. Pancake doesn't do that.
You're not the judge here.
This is some hentai action. We'll save this for later.
Okay, yeah. This is the hentai episode of it.
All right,
sure.
All right. To continue this later on, I guess. Anyway, so we passed Heike Monogatari. We have a lot of shows left to go through for the fall season. This is pretty early. Like, you know, we hit this as early as I think we could as far as doing impressions, because most of these shows like just barely have 3 episodes out. And if they do, they probably came. Well, a couple of them started in September, but the rest, you know, we're like pushing right up against the line here. So it's pretty early, but we got a lot of shows left. We got,
you know, while you think, just in case you felt a little shortchanged by only doing a couple anime this episode, I will let you know that if you were like, man, that X-Arm show was so funny and very memeable, I missed out on the craze. You can get in on it this season with Tesla Note, which is also a dumpster fire of CG. So that was my backup, and it's really bad. So there you go.
Tesla Note.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was a nightmare.
I can't wait to talk about Pride of Orange. I mean, it's probably the best show of the season, hands down. It's just everything I wanted in a sports anime, really. So I can't wait to talk about that. Anyway, being extremely facetious. So we'll get to that later down the road. But hey, guys, we did it. We're at the end of the podcast. That's our show for today. If you wanna help out the podcast, aaapodcast.com/join, Patreon, tell a friend, leave a review on your favorite podcast app. You know, however you're able to help out. You know, we do appreciate it. It's it's important. So we appreciate everything that you can do. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at AAA Podcast. You can follow Mason over at Macy Pacey. So you can keep up with what Mason's got going on. We're on Facebook. You can find us on Discord. Really, the Discord is a great place to hang out because there's so much going on there all the time. It's constantly active, so definitely a great place for you to be if you want to like talk to other people that are just like you. And are we gonna do this pumpkin carving contest? Do you think, Caroline? What do you think?
Yeah, we got it.
It's going.
All right. Well, why don't you say a few words?
I made an image for our social media, so of course it's going. So this is our 3rd annual AAA pumpkin contest. No holds barred. Paint it, carve it, chop it up with a machete. Anything you can do to make a pumpkin that is anime themed. And we will take your submissions and we will choose some of the best submissions, and maybe you'll get a little prize as well. So go on Twitter, tag us with your carved pumpkin, and use hashtag AAA pumpkin. Send it to us on Discord. You can do it on Facebook as well. So just send us your pumpkins by October 31st, and we'll be sure to crown a winner. And it's gonna be great.
All right, guys.
And, pay for the bonus content so you can hear the verdict on this panty debate.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I think the verdict has already been made.
No.
I mean,
no, my friend.
Pancake would not agree with you, so I know that for a fact.
I'm not saying that no girls don't do this.
Find out more.
Pajama pants are supposed to be comfortable. I'm wearing pajama pants right now, and I'm
pants
not
are
wearing.
Comfortable, but that does not mean you are going. Sweatpants are comfortable. Leggings are comfortable.
Mitz isn't wearing
that does not
panties
mean
right
every
now.
girl
Check
goes commando.
I'm not wearing
That's
panties right now
gross.
in my pajama pants. Okay, I got my Tommy John pajama
Great.
pants on, and there's no panties on. Okay.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Ugh. Okay. Bye.